guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about why I do OnlyFans full-time, a little bit of my backstory, why I even quit college to do this full-time, and some facts about OnlyFans that people get wrong, some things you should know before if you're thinking about starting one yourself if you're watching this video, and why I'll continue to do it even if I don't make a lot of money from it going forward. So I'm making this video just to somewhat break free of that stigma. I know there's always going to be stigma there, but I like to talk about it because a lot of OF girls don't sit there and like do this kind of thing. They just kind of post their promo and then people get mad and yada yada yada. And while I do agree there are a lot of creators out there who do shady things to promote themselves or lie about content, scam people, yada yada, not all of us are terrible people as some people like to say. We have no morals, that we're whatever. And hopefully after this video you will understand someone who creates content like I do a little bit better. So for one, my backstory, I worked a normal job literally from like 12. I started detasseling and I was even working in an ice cream shop. And then when I was in high school, I worked in a nursing home as a dietary aide. And then after high school, I became a CNA. And then I was like, oh, I want to go to school for nursing. I went to college for nursing for 3 years actually. And when I was in college, I was working as a CNA, and the most I ever made hourly as a CNA was $15 an hour. I actually at one point was almost homeless. I don't know if you see that in there. I had a bunch of different things happen to me at one time. So this is how I got into sex work. First I started by selling content for a little extra money. And I started that when I was like 18, to be completely honest. Like I wasn't like fresh 18, but I was like a little past 18. So I'd been doing that, but when I started doing OnlyFans, I was like 19, and then I ended up started dancing as well when I was 19 because, like I said, almost homeless. I went through a really tough situation where it was like, okay, something has to happen, and dancing helped me out so much. I was actually able to pay all my bills, have extra money to do things, and pay my college off completely before I even graduated. And that was all thanks to dancing. At the time when I first started OnlyFans, I wasn't doing it full time because I wasn't making a lot of money doing it, and I'll get more into that later. But yeah, I was that person. I didn't have anyone helping me with college or anything. I was living alone. My mom passed away when I was really young, and I wasn't in contact with my dad or anything. And then my stepdad and stuff, he didn't help me or anything with anything. So yeah, a little bit backstory about me. So yes, I ended up quitting my college on my 3rd year because I was dancing full time while in college and doing OF together. And averagely, I was making more than what a nurse would, and I was only working 3 nights a week. So same thing as a nurse would. Nurses make anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a week. $2,000 a week is like more on like a higher end nurse. Most of them make under $1,000 to $1,000. Okay, so I was making more than I would have with my college degree. I also have to shut this light off. Hopefully that's gonna be enough light. But the little ring thing is like, whoa. So yes, I ended up quitting college because I was making more, and also at this time, I was discovering more and more that a lot of big companies do not care about you. A lot of jobs, normal jobs, as y'all like to call them, they just simply do not care about you. And I knew from like that point that I wanted to work for myself. I just didn't know how to do it yet. So after college, I kept dancing. And then I also hyped up my game for OF. I would make business cards and stuff and hand them out to people at the club. I would heavily network online. Like I would spend hours and hours a day networking and all this different stuff. I literally gave it my all. And on OF, I still wasn't making a whole bunch of money. Like I was still making enough for me. It was worth me to like do that. But it was because I loved making the content. I had fun with it. I was the type of person, and when I was younger, that I never really felt pretty, to be completely honest with you guys. I was always super self-conscious. Even like nowadays, like I sometimes like find myself falling into like bad patterns of like not being nice to myself, which I think we all do. But I was raised around women that were very mean, negative in their self-talk, and they did that out loud around me all the time. So being around that all the time, I had a really bad self-talk. I'm not going to show pictures of myself in high school, but I was so skinny, like too skinny. And I got that way because I was around people who made me feel like I was big or fat or whatever when I wasn't. I weighed like 100, 110, 120 literally my whole high school, and I'm tall. I'm like 5'7", so like really skinny for my height. Very little tiny, like go like this around my wrist type stuff. You could see my ribs. Like it was like really bad. I look back at pictures of myself, I'm like, oh my god, like why did no one tell me that I looked sick? Because I definitely did. But anyway, so once I started making content, I started being like, oh wait, like it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to be like, wait, I look good today. It's okay to have confidence. And slowly but surely, I learned to have confidence. It's still not perfect. I still get into those ruts and stuff, and that's something I'm seriously working on. But this industry has helped me so much with that, not only dancing, but OnlyFans. So here are some facts about OnlyFans that a lot of people get wrong. It's not easy, okay? If you want to be somebody making this your full-time income, you have to treat it like a full-time job. You have to spend money on it. You have to be creative. You can't just be using ChatGPT prompts and yada, 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 cut, copy, paste, and doing what everybody else is doing. You have to be different. You have to be doing something that you enjoy, because people are going to tell if you're just making content and you look like you hate your whole life. So yeah, it's not easy. When I was working my max doing this and making my most money, I was literally working from like 8 a.m. until like 1, 2 in the morning every single day. Sometimes I would take a little break, but I was literally all day online, all day. Okay, and I was also spending money on a bunch of different ads. I think the most I spent in a month, because I just recently did all my taxes, I think the most recently I spent in a month, in my last year when I made my most money I ever had on OnlyFans, I had spent like $8,000 on ads, promo, $8,000. So yeah. And people like really big people that are making millions and millions, I can't imagine how much money they're spending on their ads and their promo, because especially because they're a bigger name, you know, people are like telling them like some big ass number. But anyways, it does not equal prostitution. There's a lot of people that say doing OF, you're a prostitute, but you're not. You're selling content. There's a huge fucking difference, okay? Meeting up with guys just for the intention of money in exchange for sex, that's prostitution. Selling people pictures, they don't even have to be naked pictures, by the way. There's a lot of OF creators that don't do full nude. And guess what? Sometimes some of my content is even fully nude. I post lots of nudes. I have a big variety of stuff that I do for people. It's not just about the sexual factor, because porn is free, okay? And I've talked about this before on this channel. Like, that's the difference of supporting a creator and just going out and like watching free porn, you know what I mean? It is, since in a way, supporting a creator that you care about and you connect with, and also getting content that they worked on. And for me, like, I spend a lot of time, effort, and money on all of my videos and content that I make. And another thing is, like, a lot of people don't even make $100 doing this. you know, I've been very blessed to be able to turn this a full-time job. It has slowed down a lot for me, and I have dealt with a lot of bullshit, like people leaking my content, impersonation, all that kind of stuff. But I have been so lucky compared to a lot of people that try this. They put themselves out there, and it's either one or two things that they're not making a lot of money doing this, okay? There's typically something that person is doing that is not working. For one, they're putting free content out there, which is limiting the reason for people to go and purchase that from you. Two, they're not promoting themselves correctly. There's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's no schedule. It's just kind of like, okay, I will post a picture of myself and hope. No, it's not how that works. You have to do legit promoting and networking and all the things to succeed well. It is a business in the day, and it's your business. So the more time and effort and energy you put into it, the better you will be. You just have to do it. You have to do the do. Okay, so these are some things, if you are watching this, you're thinking about starting one, these are the things you need to know. For one, the major one, that's the only one I have on here, is people will find out in your personal life what you do, especially if you're promoting yourself. You can do the whole faceless thing, yada, 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 but I'm telling you, for networking and social media purposes, you are just not going to stand out, okay? To stand out and get a good following, you have to put your whole self out there, your personality, everything. And you kind of just have to not give a fuck. If you're going to do it, you have to do the thing if you want to make really good money. And now if you're okay with just $100, then sure, you can do the no face thing and just post random pictures on Twitter or whatever and hope that someone subscribes. But you're going to be way less likely because there's no personality, there's no anything there. Okay. And another thing, if you're starting one, you're not just gonna make thousands overnight, okay? You might actually never make any money from it. So do not spend more money networking, promoting, whatever into it than you're willing to lose, okay? And today, any money you do spend, it'll be a tax write-off. It's business purposes, which is good. But do not go gung-ho, like buying a bunch of stuff and then be like, oh shoot, like I didn't even make money back off of this. I'm not gonna lie, even at, like, a creator of my size, I've done that before where I buy a whole bunch of outfits or I buy a whole bunch of shipping envelopes thinking I'm gonna use them all because people are gonna do them. And then it's like, oh, wait. All these outfits were like $300, and then maybe I only sold those videos a couple times each, that it like really wasn't a profit. It's really, for you, it's like you have to think about, because you're gonna have to do something to promote yourself. You can't just post anymore on social media. It's way too saturated. You know, it's not easy. It's not just gonna happen overnight unless you get really lucky. Then good job. And this year, for why me personally, I'll continue to do this even if I don't make a lot from it going forward. And the biggest thing for me is the freedom and independence of working wherever, whenever I want to. I can get online and set a goal for myself. My goals for myself typically are like $200 to $300 every day. And as long as I make that, I'm happy. I can pay my bills. I can have a little extra money. And if I make more than that, woo. And guess what? And also, like, if I don't hit that goal, like recently it's been really slow with everything going on economically, I just am like, okay, well, it's time to take a break. It's time to do those things that I normally don't get to do because I'm so busy the days that I am busy. I will do self-care. I will deep clean. I'll go run errands. I'll go to the beach, whatever. Focus on making that content that I have ideas about, but I haven't been able to make yet. Stuff like that. And another thing is, like, for me, it's been my life the last like 5 years, this kind of work. Not full-time, but I started it when I was 19. So the last 5 years I've been in this, and it's completely changed me as a person. I'm not anything like the girl that I used to be. I used to be timid, shy, unable to unable to, you know, speak up for myself. Like there's just so many things that this kind of job has helped me with. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely cons to it. There's definitely things that make it to where not everyone can do this, you know? Like if you're not comfortable with your body showing it off to people, don't do this. It's a freaking job. But the fact to me that there's so many people hating on women that choose to do this as a career is so crazy to me, because in a day, isn't that like our most natural form? And what would be the difference if I was just taking pictures and sending them to people for FREE? If I was doing that, there wouldn't be a problem. But as soon as I put a pay tag behind it, there's an issue. It doesn't make any sense. Like, for me, that kind of mindset just comes from, it's just like, it gives like mad for no reason. And using any kind of like religion or anything doesn't work for me, because I don't believe in that personally. You know what I mean? If you do, cool. But I don't. So do not try to push your belief onto me. You know, I'm not going to push my beliefs onto you. So why are you trying to push yours onto me? I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not scamming anyone. I'm not lying to anyone. I'm completely honest with everyone. People know that anything is online only, and I'm not, whatever. People say that we're selling a fantasy, and some girls might hype it up and tell their subscribers lies and stuff, but personally I don't. And not all of us do. Actually, a lot of us don't. There's only the select few that do, and then it makes us all look bad. And yeah, I feel like the stigma has just gotten worse and worse. Like the last few years, when it first popped off, it was like everybody was like supporting it. And then they go through a phase where the bop house grew up, it blew up, blew up, and everyone was supporting them because, oh yeah, girl, get your money, yada yada, when they saw how much money they're making. But realistically, most people are not making that kind of money. And also, those girls have gotten that way because they spin out fake news all the time and scam their freaking subscribers and all that stuff. And yeah, for me, it's making art and freedom, working from home, and doing what I want to when I'm not working. Yeah, that's all for this video. Peace out, bye.